wild card teams making it into the.
I will tell you that my dad is a Pirates fan, and they are the most unfortunate team when it comes to wild card play-in games because they usually either play the Cardinals or the Cubs, and they're facing like Arrieta or whoever they face in that game. The Pirates have Melanson, and they have some good. Like I think he's their number one.
Yeah,
right
I think
now?
so. Yeah.
So and he's a solid player, but usually their playing game is played like against Arrieta. It's not a fair statement on which team is better.
Right.
Usually it's a statement on who has the better single game pitcher.
See, I liked baseball when it was you had your 3 division champions, which sounds kind of odd, and then you had your wild card team, your one wild card, the second wild card team. That one playoff game, I have no interest in that game at all. I don't think I ever watched it.
Well, usually you get to see some really good pitching, but like I said, it's usually one team throwing out their Cy Young your Cy Young award-winning pitcher.
Your top dog, the one that's in for an award that's coming up.
What is that called?
It's Cy Young,
right?
yeah.
Okay, I don't know why it sounds wrong right now in my head, but it's usually like some.
We'll make a Ty Cobb one if maybe you feel happier.
The Nolan Ryan Award. The Cy Young, it's usually a guy who is either first, second, or third, and you get one game to hope that your hitters are hot enough to beat him. Like,
right.
Versus some team that probably limped in on like the power of their bats, and they don't have an ace pitching staff, and then they just get mowed down by a guy like Arrieta or any of those, David Price or pick your ace pitcher.
Right, like the year the Rangers collapse. I think, matter of fact, that was the year we met, so that had to be 2012.
2012, probably. Maybe 2011.
When they collapsed, and they met up with Baltimore in the first round of the playoffs, of the one-game playoff, and basically that. But what I'm getting to is that game should have never been happened because, believe it or not, that season, the Rangers shouldn't have been in there.
Okay, so this is who the last 2 years the Pirates have faced in the wild card.
Okay.
In 2014 they faced the Giants.
Won the World Series.
Who won the World Series? And who was pitching for the Giants? Probably Bumgarner. 2014 Giants pitching. I'm trying to think who it would be. Any ideas?
Well, if it was 2014, it had to be Madison Bumgarner.
Was he their one?
He was the one that just went on a tear that year in the MLB playoffs. Is it called the MLB playoffs? Because that's what we're going to call it now.
Now it is. No, I think it's Okay, so Bumgarner was the ace at the time.
And in 2012, I think the more ace was the I can't think of his name right now. Lincecum, yeah.
Before then, they did actually win one of those wild card games, and it was versus the Reds. But it's the same. They're in the same kind of situation that the Pirates are in. Ace pitching is not what got them where they were.
No.
So it was actually a more competitive game. But then 2014 they ran into the Giants, the inevitable World Series winner, and then 2015 they ran into Arrieta, who is from that stretch to now arguably the best pitcher in
baseball. Exactly.
So it's just not. It's not a good example. It's almost like a coin toss at that point. That usually is lopsided to whichever team has a better pitching staff.
Right.
So it's okay. It's not my choice of how to do the playoffs.
No, I wish they would come up with a different way, but I think the Rangers are going to be okay this year. I think we don't have to worry about that one-game playoff.
If Darvish stays healthy, they get Chew back soon at some point, I think.
Well, he came up yesterday, and then he pulled a hamstring, so he's going to be down for another 15 games or so.
Right, but if by playoffs Chew is rehabbed, Darvish is back, the Rangers could be set up to surprise somebody.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Rangers they're doing exactly what they did last year. They're flying very low underneath that radar, and they're looking good because they're a under the radar type team.
And here's something to chew on. We're going to take a break, but something to chew on would be, is the Big 12 going to be 12 again?